gentlemen, travel is back. Yes, we've waited, and now, after nearly 18 months, we are ready to travel again and to have the most amazing cultural and iconic experiences. Hey, fantastic to see you all today, and welcome to our very special Scotland and Portugal travel party. The destinations you'll be visiting with us this year and next. I'm Andy, great to see you. I'm Andy, Head of Global PR here at Wendy Wu Tours, and I'm so very excited to see you today and to welcome you to today's party. So, coming up today, we're heading north, yes, north to the Scottish Highlands, the destination everybody is talking about. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Christmas has come early. Are you ready? As we take a look at our new and exciting Christmas in Scotland festive extravaganza. Plus, in 2022, we are finally ready. We are going to leave the UK for the shores of, yes, Portugal. Perfect for that spring and autumn sunshine. A country that is literally overflowing with history, rich in culture, and all combined with the most amazing travel experiences. And did you know, ladies and gentlemen, Portugal is now ranked one of the highest COVID-19 vaccinated countries in the world, with 85% of its population vaccinated. Isn't that amazing? So can it get any better? Well, yes, it can. You'll find out lots more about Scotland and Portugal later in today's show. Plus, after today's show, the party continues, as you're invited to our very special party room, where you will meet our travel experts and fellow travellers, and of course be able to ask all the questions, all those very important questions that you want to ask. So please, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy today's show and stay with us to the end, and then come and join us and chat with us in our special party room. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as travel finally resumes, which is fantastic news for us all, who better to tell us more about it than a lady who has revolutionised the art of escorted touring, and who also happens to be one of travel's most influential people here in the UK, Australia and New Zealand. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Wendy Wu. Wendy, great to see you today at the party.
Hi, thank you, Andy. Hello, everyone. So great to see you.
So Wendy, travel is back on the agenda. Yes, I hear you cry, fantastic news. But Wendy, the borders in Asia have yet to reopen. So what have you and the team at Wendy Wu Tours been busy doing? I know you've been incredibly busy and lots going on. And also, what exciting news have you got today to share with our raving fans out there and also our new friends?
Yes, Andy, as you said, we have been really busy. Even during the pandemic, as you know, travel is our passion, is what we love doing. Even during the pandemic, we keep the travel dreams alive. And thanks to our wonderful customers who actually keep their faith and trust to us and help us and support us and allow us to move the tour bookings from last spring to last autumn to this spring and then now to next year. That keeps us busy. And we are the only company in the market that actually did a physical brochure during the pandemic. And thanks to our wonderful customer once again that you demanded we give you quickly and more departures in 2023 so you can book ahead. So we did launched that virtual brochure as well. And we also did the most special thing during the pandemic is actually loads of wonderful travel parties just like this. And during the party, so many of you told us that you have booked 4 trips and some even 8 trips in the coming years, which is amazing. And from the deepest of my heart and on behalf of all of our team, I want to say thank you. And in addition, that is, our good work has not gone unnoticed. So during this time, we also received so many wonderful major awards. For example, we won the Best Specialist Tour Operator from the Globus, which is 11 years in a row. These are just some. And plus, that is the Oscar of the travel industry and voted by professionals. In the past, we also won the British Travel Awards for the best escorted touring company, the best touring company for Southeast Asia and Central Asia. Thank you so much for voting for us, and we are so proud. And remember all these wonderful parties, and the last time when we saw you, it's when we did this party together, was the Tokyo Olympic and the Japan travel party in July. And remember, our country just come out from the lockdown. And right after that, many borders start to open and had a green list, amber list, and red list with lots of expensive tests and the quarantine, which confused everyone and made the travel still very hard. And that just drive us all crazy. And during that time, so many of our wonderful customers, you actually wrote to us and called us. You say that you really want to travel, you want us to take you somewhere, and you said, "Hi, you are the professional, do the job, take us somewhere safe and wonderful." So that, yes, your wish is our command. So therefore we looked everywhere, and Scotland come to be, because it's a place can be guaranteed departure, no testing, no quarantine. And our customers feel happy about it. Then the spirit of Scotland is born. Guess what? I just want to say once again, thank you, our wonderful repeat customers. Within 10 days of this tour coming out, it was fully booked and with a wait list. And really, Andy, so that now the spirit of Scotland is traveling next month, and absolutely departing. That is what we have been very busy about.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic news. Spirit of Scotland for 2021 is completely full, and yes, it departs next month, but we've added extra dates for spring 2022 because this tour is so incredibly popular. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go with us on Spirit of Scotland next year, you need to book now and get in whilst you can. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Christmas in Scotland, as you've heard. Yes, a Christmas that you will never, ever forget. A truly magical and festive extravaganza, full of the most amazing experiences, such as Christmas Eve with the Scottish Ballet for a very special performance of the Nutcracker. And would you believe it? Yes, everything is possible at Wendy Wu Tours, because we've arranged an exclusive private evening for you on board the Royal Yacht Britannia. And as well as that, an overnight stay on Britannia's sister ship, the Fingal. Wendy, this sounds absolutely incredible. I can't wait. I want it to be Christmas tomorrow. But tell us, what is the most special aspects of this trip for you?
Andy, this trip is so special. How it come about is, the spirit of Scotland just gone and so popular and riding high on it, but so many customers called and said, "We missed out on this one, but we still want to go this year with you. Please take us somewhere this year." So we thought, wow, what a fantastic community we have. What loyal and faithful and great customers we have. We really felt throughout the time we are like one big family. So therefore, the entire team put all of our thoughts together. We also hear that during the time of the lockdown, you feel disconnected and isolated and couldn't really do any celebration or anything. So we thought anything can be better than if we can actually get together to celebrate a Christmas and a wonderful Christmas together. So our entire team work together. We have only one goal in our head. That is to bring a fantastic family Christmas celebration together. It's not a tour, but it is a special experience for us all. Like Andy said, Christmas that we hope you will never forget and always remember. So there's three very special parts. First of all, that is the Christmas Eve. In addition to what Andy mentioned about these special things, the amazing Nutcracker Christmas Eve performance, and the wonderful hotels, and all the special venues, and the private visit to the Britannia ship, and onboard the Fango for the night, and plus all these wonderful festivities. In addition, on the Christmas Eve, we are going to get together, the whole group, like one family, and celebrate like one family. We invite everyone, please bring one special gift for the Christmas Eve after your wonderful dinner at the iconic Intercontinental Edinburgh, and get together, because by then you already formed wonderful friendship on the trip. You already got to know people, and we want you to select one special person and you can give your gift to, and to really to practice and enjoy the spirit of giving. So what that does is that everybody, right, will be on best behavior and be friendly and surely share the spirit of Christmas and be friends and be close, reach out and enjoy the togetherness. And so that night, then everybody will give a gift to their favorite person on this trip. So therefore, we believe everybody will behave and acting like angels along the trip, which is wonderful. So if that night you receive lots of gifts, good on you, because you made so many friends. But just in case you didn't receive any, don't leave the tour, don't despair, because after all, Christmas is the spirit of giving, and we are all there together to celebrate. And the next day, which is the Christmas, and then please bring another gift prepared for the secret Christmas Santa. You can bring anything, funny or laughing or anything, whatever you like, because that day we will exchange gift and for a wonderful party. And on that, at that lunch, we will treat you with a glass of special bubblings, and each one will receive a half bottle of special wine to really celebrate and enjoy the Christmas with our wonderful Christmas lunch. So that is really a big family, and you unite together and celebrate together. No one is alone. We are doing the Christmas together like a family. And then, finally, and maybe that's Andy, your most favorite, that is, because we are going on this wonderful tour and all these fantastic hotels and wonderful venues and performance, so please feel free to dress up to your heart's content. Because we know, during the lockdowns, we can't go out, we can't enjoy ourselves, we can't wear our beautiful clothes. So that is the trip you can do, you can show, and you can truly enjoy with friends and family like a group, and form wonderful friendship. And that just in case you are a very lazy packer and do not want to packing, but at least please, we invite you to bring at least one beautiful fork, and to wear either on the Christmas Eve, the gift time, or the Christmas Day lunch, so that yes, the whole group, the whole family will be looking at you and wow and celebrate, and you can show off to every one of us and among the family and the friends, and maybe, and just maybe, we will vote the best dress for the trip. So please, if you wanted to wear your best clothes, we will all cheer for you. And that is a special trip, more than any other trip, even more like a family and friends tour to celebrate Christmas together.
Wendy, I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, lots of presents galore, and a time to really celebrate, get dressed up and enjoy this Christmas with us. So ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Are you ready? Kilts and sporrans out, glass of sherry at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. As we go over now to Peter Crane, Global Product Director at Wendy Wu Tours, for a magical Christmas to the Scottish Highlands.
Welcome to our Christmas in Scotland tour, where we invite you to eat, drink and be merry with us in one of the best countries in the world to celebrate Christmas, Scotland. As I'll describe over the next few minutes, this tour has been very carefully assembled to combine all the best that Scotland has to offer at this time of year. The majestic mountain landscapes of the Southern Highlands and Loch Lomond, Loch Tay and Loch Tummel, the fabulous architecture and history of both Glasgow and Edinburgh, whisky and chocolate tastings, a private tour of the Royal Yacht Britannia, and an overnight stay on her luxurious sister ship, the Fingal. Also, we have Christmas markets and even a Christmas Eve performance of the most festive ballet of them all, the Nutcracker. We'll be staying at 4 special and hand-selected hotels, including a lovely country house hotel at Dunkeld in the Highlands, and ending at one of Edinburgh's very finest hotels over the Christmas weekend, the George. And as always on a Wendy Wu classic tour, everything is included in the price. Hotels, transport, guiding, entrance fees and event tickets throughout. All the meals are included from start to finish, and over the Christmas weekend we've also included drinks with some of the meals. Now the tour starts in Glasgow on Sunday the 19th of December. It travels up through the Southern Highlands, as I'll describe, and ends 9 days later in Edinburgh on Monday the 27th of December. Our hotel choice in Glasgow for the first 2 nights of the tour is the Voco Grand Central, an iconic and very historic 4-star hotel in the heart of the city, which has just enjoyed a multi-million-pound refurbishment. Celebrity guests at the Voco Hotel have included Frank Sinatra, John F. Kennedy and Winston Churchill, amongst many, many others. Our day in Glasgow begins with the city's most famous landmark and its spiritual heart, Glasgow Cathedral. This is the largest cathedral in Scotland and dates back nearly 1,000 years and dedicated to the founder and patron saint of the city, St Mungo. Later in Glasgow, we visit the National Piping Centre, where you'll be welcomed by a bagpiper in full Highland dress, playing for your arrival. Your bagpipe host will take you around the Museum of Piping, and then later you'll have the chance to try and play the bagpipes yourself. The other highlight of our time in Glasgow will be the Christmas markets at George Square and Enoch Square, considered to be among the very best Christmas markets in the country. We then say goodbye to Glasgow and head northwards by coach into the Trossachs, where we enjoy a scenic cruise on Scotland's deepest loch, Loch Lomond. Now in the winter, the loch is often a really beautiful sight with the snow-capped Lomond Mountains reflected in the waters around you. After the cruise, we continue to Loch Tay and have lunch on the edge of the lake, and arrive at Dunkeld House Hotel. This is our elegant country house home for the next 2 nights. The hotel and its 280-acre estate sits on the banks of one of Scotland's most famous salmon rivers, the River Tay. In the area, we visit the Queen's View, a panoramic viewpoint overlooking Loch Tummel, said to be Queen Victoria's favourite view in the whole of Scotland. Later the same day, we visit the picturesque Aberfeldy distillery. It was founded in 1846 and is still producing some of the very best whiskies in the world. You can try them for yourself with a paired whisky and chocolate tasting, an indulgent experience in which you'll taste 3 fine Scotch whiskies, each expertly matched with an artisan single origin dark chocolate by a local chocolate maker, Charlotte Flowers. We also stop at perhaps Scotland's most famous chocolate producer, the Highland Chocolatier. It's managed by award-winning chocolatier Ian Bennett, whose celebrated truffles are a unique blend of Sao Tome cocoa and fresh Scottish cream from a local Perthshire dairy herd. The tour continues to the historic port of Leith, close to Edinburgh, where we explore 2 very special ships, the Royal Yacht Britannia and her sister ship, the Fingal. The Fingal is a heritage vessel now fully refurbished as a 23-cabin floating boutique hotel. Here we stay overnight. The boat was launched in 1963. The Fingal was originally a lighthouse tender ship, supplying all the lighthouses around the coast of Scotland with supplies through the summer and winter months. Now its cabins have been converted into a luxury boutique hotel and named after Scotland's most famous lighthouses. On board the Fingal, we enjoy a champagne afternoon tea, and then we set out on one of the special highlights of this tour, an exclusive after-hours tour of the Royal Yacht Britannia with nobody else on board. The ship was formerly the floating residence of Queen Elizabeth II, as you'll know, and on our visit, we'll get a really good insight into the life on board the ship for the Queen and for her family and all of her celebrity guests. And to visit the ship at this time of year is all the more special as you'll see it decorated for Christmas. Later, we disembark the Fingal and drive to the centre of Edinburgh, where we visit Edinburgh Castle in its really spectacular location overlooking the whole of the city, and learn about the many dramatic and pivotal moments the castle has played in Scottish history. After lunch on Christmas Eve, we settle down to enjoy the ultimate Christmas Eve tradition, a performance of the classic festive ballet, The Nutcracker, danced to a live performance of the full Tchaikovsky score by the Scottish Ballet Orchestra. The music, the set, and of course the dancing is wonderful. And of course, the story of The Nutcracker is set on Christmas Eve, so what better time to sit back and enjoy this classic ballet. In Edinburgh, we stay for 3 nights over the Christmas weekend at the Edinburgh George Hotel. This is a fabulous hotel made up of 5 interconnected Georgian townhouses, originally built in 1775 as homes to the wealthiest citizens of the city. We think there's nowhere better to stay in Edinburgh over Christmas than at the George, especially as the hotel is fully decorated inside and outside for the Christmas weekend. There will also be time during our stay in Edinburgh for the colourful Christmas markets, and then we have Christmas Eve dinner. Then on Christmas morning itself, we have a really special treat in store to enjoy a leisurely guided walk up the Royal Mile, which connects Holyrood Palace with the castle. This is one of the only days in the whole of the year you can be sure of no crowds on the Royal Mile, and it's the perfect chance to soak up the views and the history all around. Plus, of course, it's a chance to work up an appetite for a full traditional Christmas lunch with all the trimmings, which will be served at the George Hotel with a relaxing afternoon and evening to follow. On Boxing Day, the morning we've left at leisure to relax and enjoy yourselves. In the afternoon, the late afternoon, we'll set off to Edinburgh's Royal Botanic Garden, which at this time of year is really spectacular. We enjoy a lovely light trail through the Botanic Gardens, where the glass houses and the grounds are lit up with an incredible field of lights, providing a festive, almost magical atmosphere. We explore all of these on foot before returning to the hotel for our last evening with farewell dinner. So, just to recap, This is a short tour, just 9 days, from Sunday 19th of December to Tuesday 27th of December, starting in Glasgow, ending in Edinburgh, fully inclusive of all sightseeing, meals and experiences, staying at 4 very comfortable 4-star hotels and packed full of exclusive highlights. It's priced at £2,690 per person, and there are still spaces available on this departure, which has a maximum group size of just 24. Before I end though, I just wanted to mention our other very popular tour in Scotland, The Spirit of Scotland, which, having fully sold out this year, is now available to book in 2022, with departures in April, May, June and September. This tour is longer at 11 days and includes Inverness, the Highlands and the Inner Hebrides, the Isle of Skye and the Isle of Mull, as well as a ride on the most famous Jacobite steam train, said to be one of the most beautiful train journeys in the whole world. So if you can't join us in Scotland for Christmas this year, how about joining us for a tour through Scotland next spring or next summer? Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it earlier, but just in case you missed it, 2022, spring 2022, we are going to Portugal. Yes, a country that in the 16th century established itself as the first global maritime empire in the world, becoming one of the world's major economic, cultural, political and military influences during the Age of Discovery, a golden period for Portugal. Now, Wendy, Portugal, what else? What is really special about Portugal, and why is this special for Wendy Wu Tours?
Hi Andy and everyone. Did you know that Portugal is one of the most important port and wine producer of the world? So, when we take you on this trip, we will absolutely show you the culture and history of the special wine in Portugal. So we will take you to the most ancient, famous distillery to show you how the wine is made and how it is distilled, and plus how it is kept, and how even the wine cork is made, and plus how to enjoy it, tasting it, and drink it in the Portugal fashion. We will visit so many times and then try so many wines, be educated to it, and until you are totally drunk like a raging alcoholic. and you know what, Andy? So everybody, we are going to take you onto a booze cruise to Portugal.
Wendy, you have got to be joking. Wendy Wu Tours, a booze cruise? Really?
Hi, Andy and everyone. Of course not. Wendy Wu Tours is known for dig deep and uncover the history and the culture experiences and family feeling while on tour. That's us. And you know, just like you said earlier, that Portugal was really one of the very first oceanic empire and influenced so much the 16th century the world. And prior to that is land empire such as Persian, Greek, and then Roman. But Portugal is the first oceanic expansion empire and led the way for Spain and Great Britain. And so they changed the whole world during that time. And when you actually travel to Asia, such as Macau with us, and or when you travel to South America, especially Brazil with us, you will see so much influence of the Portugal Empire and court for the local everything. And when you actually go with us, come with us to Portugal this time, we will uncover for you all this culture and even so thrived today, the original in Portugal. And that's us. And by the way, Andy, that even long before the pandemic, and so many our customers already told us, you said to us, please take us to beyond Asia. And at that time, we didn't know why. But you said to us, because you love the way we do tours, the way we dig deep, and bring out the best culture, and the best history, and the best of experiences, and we look after you 24/7 and 360-degree every step of the way with fully inclusive tours, which include all the meals and all the excursion, the history, culture, everything. You love it, and so you said, please take us to beyond. So therefore, remember, I already promised to you, and we already done that part, which we collected a treasure chest of all the goodies, which is just no more perfect time than now, actually, to give to you and to experience it together with our wonderful customers and new friends. But today, we just show you, we take out from this treasure chest and take out these 2 diamonds. It's just Scotland and Portugal. We will tell you others later.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the big one. Who's ready to join me and leave the UK? Who's ready to feel the warmth of the sunshine on your face while sipping a glass of port and wine? Ah, sheer paradise. Yes, we're off to the land of oceanic explorers and a country that shaped the history and culture of the entire world. Portugal, here we come. Over to Joe Lavers, Business Development Manager at Wendy Wu Tours, for our big reveal.
Hi, my name is Joe Lavers, Senior Business Development Manager for Wendy Wu Tours, and I'm delighted to be able to talk you through our just launched brand new tour of Portugal. And this will form part of a new portfolio of European adventures. Now, Portugal may be small in size at just over 2.5 times smaller than the UK, but wow, does it punch above its weight. You've got mountain sierras, stunning Atlantic coast, rich history with castles, cathedrals, beautiful villages, the stunning Douro River, UNESCO World Heritage Sites, and, as you'd expect, of course, on a Wendy Wu tour, some amazing traditional food, especially seafood. And my favourite Portuguese seafood is either the fish stews that they do or the salt cod. And of course, you'll also have plenty of opportunities to taste some incredible wines and the famous drink that was named after the city where it is made, port. So, Portugal Uncovered is a 12-day tour that we're running in the spring and the autumn of 2022, with sunny days, less crowds than the summer, temperatures generally between 20 to 24 degrees centigrade, plants in bloom in the spring, stunning colours in the autumn. And we'll be travelling from Porto in the north, making our way via the Douro Valley through traditional towns, villages, the Gerês National Park to finish in Lisbon, Portugal's hilly coastal capital. So who wouldn't want to go on this tour? So let's get started with me taking you through this tour with some of the amazing highlights, starting in the vibrant and colourful city of Porto on the Douro River estuary in northern Portugal. Porto, also called Oporto, is the second largest city in the country, and you'll explore on foot, discovering its most famous monuments, stately bridges, Baroque churches, and some of its hidden secrets on a really comprehensive walking tour. And along the way, the guide will tell you about the politics, the religion, local customs, traditions, the food, the wines, and everything else you need to know about Porto's local customs. But of course, no visit to this area is complete without sampling its most famous export, the sweet fortified wine port. So after a fantastic lunch in a traditional taverna, we'll visit one of Porto's oldest port cellars, where you'll learn all about the wine after which the city is named. And you'll get to sample 3 different vintages as well. Now, my favourite wine when I was there is the Tawny Port. Now, these are aged in wooden barrels, and the oxidization process mellows them to a more golden brown colour, producing a really sweet or a medium dry taste. Absolutely delicious. On day 3 of our tour, we'll leave Porto behind to travel to the historic town of Guimarães. And this has a UNESCO medieval centre and a 10th century castle, known as the birthplace of the Kingdom of Portugal, and also to the colossal Palace of the Dukes. We'll have lunch in one of the city's medieval squares, and then we'll continue to Braga, which is the religious heart of Portugal, really, and we'll visit the Bom Jesus de Monte complex. Now, this is a neoclassical church at the top of a monumental 17-flight stairway. And in the afternoon, we'll continue to Viana di Castelo for the evening, known as the Jewel of the Costa Verde. With its medieval centre, attractive riverfront and lovely beaches, it really is a beautiful place. But we're here to sample the fresh seafood for which the town is famous. And the seafood you're going to have here is truly incredible. So after breakfast in the morning, we'll have a tour of Viana do Castelo, taking in the Renaissance, the Baroque and the Art Deco architecture before visiting the historic town of Ponte de Lima. Now here they have a famous medieval bridge, and we'll also have a really lovely traditional lunch in the town square. And what do you need to wash down a great lunch? Well, we're going to take you to visit Quinta de Omil. Here is a wine estate dating back to 1710, and we'll visit the cellars, learn about its fully organic wine production, and then of course have some tastings. So we're now almost halfway through the tour, and day 5 we're going to explore the Gerês National Park, driving through the Douro Valley. So this is the only national park in Portugal, home to a large amount of wildlife, including some threatened species such as the Iberian frog, the gold-striped salamander, and the Pyrenean desman, which is a small, long-snouted mammal that's related to moles and shrews. We'll take a relaxed, really nice, gentle-paced walk through the park to see the crystal-clear streams, the hidden waterfalls, and the peaceful lakes, where we'll also enjoy a picnic lunch at the water's edge. And then we'll then, after that visit, continue to the attractive town of Vila Real, pausing to visit the Baroque masterpiece Matthias Palace, which gives its name to the Matthias Rosé wine of the region, and finally driving to the scenic Douro Valley region to our hotel, which overlooks the famous terraced hillsides. And of course, like all of the hotels on the Wendy Wu Tour, great locations, fantastic quality, and you'll have a fabulous evening here. So we're also going to take you right into the heart of the Douro Valley by travelling to the lovely town of Pinhal. And here we'll board a historic Rebello boat. So these are traditional wooden flat-bottomed boats, and they're made that way so that they can navigate the often shallow waters of the river whilst transporting cargo. And as we cruise along this fabulous river, you're flanked by wineries on both sides of the riverbanks, and we'll also take a scenic rail trip along the river as well to the town of Piso do Regue. And here we're going to visit a local family-run winery, and really fantastic wines to be had here. So we're going to give you a few more tastings. So this is a real wine lover's treat, this tour. As we head into day 7 of our tour, we head south from the Douro Valley to the wildlife-rich hills of the Serra da Lusa. Now here we're going to visit some traditional villages, and they're made from the same stone. It's called schist stone, and it's a silvery green kind of look to it. And we've got lots of opportunities to indulge in the local cuisine whilst here as well. So local cheeses, wines, and also talas nico. This is a local pastry which is made with honey, chestnuts and almonds. Absolutely delicious. And then we're going to continue down to the beautiful Coimbra city, a riverfront city in central Portugal, which was the country's former capital, and also the historic university that was built in the grounds of a former palace, famed for its Baroque library and its 18th century bell tower. The town itself is beautiful and has a really historic centre with lots of multicoloured coloured buildings and really spanning back almost a millennium. And this is what I love about this tour of Portugal. We really are taking you to some very unique places. And we're going to take you to the small town of Tomar. Now, this is the last Templar town to be commissioned and considered one of Portugal's finest historical jewels. Admire the UNESCO-listed Convent of Christ while learning about the history and legends of the Templar Order and the Christ Order. And then we'll visit 2 UNESCO-protected monasteries, the 14th century monastery of Bapala, with its spectacular flamboyant Gothic architecture, and then the earlier 12th century Alubaka monastery, with its remarkable early Gothic facade. And we'll enjoy lunch in a traditional fishing village, famous for its big wave surfing as well, being by the Atlantic, and then head to the medieval walled town of Abidos. And here we're going to try some of the sweet cherry liqueur, which is known as ginja, and soak up the ambience of the cobbled streets and the paths of this tiny medieval houses. As we start to near the end of our tour, we're going to head south a little bit to the Alentejo region, and we're going to visit a working cork farm. Now this is set in a beautiful paradise of rolling hills, cork forests, olive groves and vineyards, and we'll learn about cork farming along with all the other farm activities, as well as a fabulous opportunity to visit the farmhouse and taste some more delicious wines that are produced here. Later we'll arrive at Evora, and here we'll set out on a walking tour of the town, exploring the UNESCO listed city centre, which dates right back to the Roman times, and we'll climb to the roof of the cathedral there to admire fantastic views of the city and its surroundings. So we're on day 10 of the tour now, and we're going to drive to Sintra and visit the historic heart of this fabulously romantic 19th century town, with its ornate and vividly painted villas and palaces set in luxuriant parks and gardens. The whole area is classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And later in the evening, we've got a real treat for you. You'll have checked into your city centre hotel, and then we're going to take you out on a walking tour to experience the emotion of fado. Now, fado is like folk music to the Portuguese. It's evocative and haunting and deeply traditional Portuguese music that began in the bars and the restaurants of the city in the 1820s. And guided by your fado singer, you'll discover some of the traditional fado haunts of old Lisbon, and later at a fado house you'll have an incredible live performance, and you really will be transported back in time to another world. Now, Lisbon really is a beautiful capital city, and today, day 11 of the tour, we're going to cover all modes of transport. You'll start off with a short walking tour, and this will be followed by a private number 28 tram ride. Now, the number 28 goes through the oldest and most picturesque districts of Lisbon. And then from there, we'll aboard our fleet of electric tuk-tuks for an enjoyable ride out of the city with fabulous views from Lisbon to Belém, and we'll pass by the river watching the bustling city life. When we get to Belém, we'll see some of the famous monuments, the legacies of Portugal's golden age of exploration, before ending the day with a relaxing journey back to Lisbon along the Tagus River by sailing boat. We always end a Wendy Wu tour with a special farewell dinner, of course, and this is no exception, with dinner at a rooftop restaurant with views across this fabulous city and the river. So thank you for joining me on this amazing journey through our brand new tour of Portugal, Portugal Uncovered. We have departure dates on sale now for 2022, departing on the 1st of April, the 14th of May, the 10th of September or the 8th of October, with prices from £2,350 per person, which includes your flights, accommodation, all experiences, our amazing guides, and of course a fantastic range of local traditional food and wines. So I hope you've enjoyed these highlights of this tour. We'd love to welcome you on it, and all that remains for me to say is thank you. Obrigada.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a real privilege to be with you today. And we hope you've enjoyed your travels around Scotland and Portugal just as much as we have. It's been great to be connected again, to see you and to share with you all the exciting news about these amazing travel experiences. And of course, our new hot destinations for travel in 2022. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming up to the best part. Yes, it's the party room, where you are going to meet our expert travel team, who can't wait to meet you. Plus, you'll be able to find out so much more about Scotland and, of course, Portugal today. Hey, and because it's a party, it's a great opportunity to mingle and meet like-minded friends just like yourself, who all simply just love to travel. So now you'll see the party link on your screen, the party room link. It's really easy, ladies and gentlemen. Just click on that link and you'll be into the party room. And because we want to see you, yes, it's a party. We want to see you. We want to have some fun. Please remember to switch on the video by clicking the video symbol on the bottom left of your screen so we can see your faces. And just remember to hit the mute button as well and unmute yourself whenever you want to ask a question. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, at any time you can ask a question just by hitting the Zoom chat facility. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure, really excited, and I can't wait to see you in the party room.